Our speaker this morning, Mah'koos Merrie, will join me in an interview-style discussion on the roles a shaman has in the community. We'll touch on the subjects of self-forgiveness, letting go, healing, anger, ritual, and love. If time permits, a question period will follow. So Tansei, hello, bonjour. The land on which we gather is a traditional meeting ground and home for many Indigenous peoples, including Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, Dene, and Nakota Sioux. We are grateful for the traditional knowledge keepers and elders who are with us today, who have gone before us, and the youth who inspire us. A tradition that dates back centuries, land recognition now calls us to acknowledge that we are Treaty 6 people, to remember our responsibility to deepen our understanding of the treaty, to participate in and support the ongoing process of truth, reconciliation, and healing. So welcome to Westwood, everyone. We have a large group this morning. Wonderful. So welcome here to where you are invited to share your passions and explore your spiritual beliefs, whatever they may be or become. We welcome you regardless of your gender, who you love, your wealth, or your education. We try to practice reverence for the earth and engage in acts of compassion that demonstrate how we honor the dignity of every person. Here, music is an expression of our joy, ritual brings us balance, and acts of justice are a symbol of our hope. Greetings to visitors and newcomers, of which we have a few this morning. Whatever you seek or bring, we welcome you here. We have a guest book at the back if you'd like to sign it, and do come again. Our services are extremely varied each week, and our speakers are mostly here in person. I'd like to offer a special thank you to our volunteers this morning. Thank you, Bill, who's our online tech presence, Julie, and Lorian. And also David Williamson, who brings us coffee and tea every week. And our musician today is Steve Bell. There's a sense that when we look into the fire, it looks back at us, challenging us to turn toward the light of internal consciousness. Here in this sanctuary, we face this gentle light with open eyes, heart, and mind, reminding ourselves to embrace the non-material strivings of the soul. So come in and explore with us in the light we create together. And now for our first song, please join us in singing Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Is everybody in now? Candles of Joy and Concern is a moment in our week that gives us the opportunity to express and witness with our hearts the joyful celebrations and tender, heavy-hearted moments that affirm our collective human experience and remind us that we are not alone. Lighting a candle is a way of getting to know each other and showing solidarity within our community. I'd like to light one final candle for the sweet and silent joys and concerns that remain resting in our hearts. And now please join us for the affirmation. Words are on the screen. May the light of these candles inspire us to use our power to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to serve the spirit of truth in loving affection and trusting hope. Each week during our Sunday service, we take a few minutes to acknowledge the gifts we both bring and receive from this compassionate community. Gifts of talent, time, and treasure. Today we are blessed with the musical presence of Steve, as well as the gifts of time and service from those who plan, greet, coordinate our sound and video systems, and clean up after. If you wish to make a gift of treasure, the information for doing so is on the right-hand side of this slide. And now please join us as we sing From You I Receive. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. And since we love music so much, please rise in body or in spirit, and we'll sing The Sun That Shines.
Sing
Okay, sir. Are you tired of jumping up and down like a popcorn kernel?
These are really hard to aerobics.
Aerobics, yeah. So now I would like to introduce our speaker this morning, Mah'koos. Mah'koos is an acknowledged Canadian Métis Elder from Northern Alberta, as well as a fourth-generation shaman, spiritual guide, and certified Reiki Master and Practitioner. The name Mah'koos, meaning bear cub, was given to him in recognition of his contributions. He is a seasoned keynote speaker and workshop presenter. His workshop, Medicine Wheel Training, has been presented at leading education centers across Canada. In addition to his numerous workshops, Mah'koos contributes knowledge via sweat lodge, drum, rock, crystal, eagle feather, sweetgrass, canoe, Ojibway and star blanket teachings, as well as finding voices in a sacred circle, talking circle, and forgiveness circle. And you're going to be doing a medicine wheel workshop at CISA?
I'm doing it already. I started last Monday, so I'll be doing it for the next 4 Mondays.
Okay. And anybody can just come in at
These
any...
are already registered for the 5 sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you be giving it again?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
Okay.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talking about plants?
Will you be talking about plants, is the question.
In essence, maybe.
Okay. I would like to offer you this ceremonial tobacco in honor of your presence here with us. Here you go.
I gotta check it out first. I accept.
So this particular format is a interview with a shaman, not interview with a vampire. You know that film? I love that film. Love that film. Anyways, interview with a shaman. So we're going to have some questions for you. I will start with the questions. We might have time for a question-answer period after, but for now we'll stick with the questions that we have here. So I guess my first question is, how is a shaman forged into being?
For me, I was born into a 4th-generation shaman. My great-grandfather was very gifted, and in essence, I follow the style that he walked. So I'm what you call a seer. Anybody know what that means? Yes.
I don't know how to describe it, but I know what it is.
Okay.
A seer is having the ability to, with somebody's permission, that looking for help from me, and they will give me. Can you hear me?
Not very well.
Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know about this microphone,
Turn it up a
but
bit.
I noticed the speakers are not loud enough for me.
How's that?
That's good. Is that good? Okay. So I want you all to pay attention because I might ask questions later. Sometimes I'll be talking and all of a sudden I lost what I'm talking about. So can you keep me on track just in case? You can all relate, right? You're talking and all of a sudden you don't know what you're talking about. So that happens to me a lot. So where was I?
A seer.
Oh, a seer. Yeah, when a client asks me to do a reading on them, I expect to get tobacco first. So I do read tobacco. Tobacco will let me know a lot about the person, health-wise. And not only that, but I also can smell if the person has a really bad health issue. And I will never call it, but I will send them to go see a doctor, get a checkup. I don't want to call what I smell. I don't want to call anything that will manifest on a client. So it's better that a doctor will tell them what's happening. So whenever I'm given tobacco, I also ask permission from the person to allow me to see their auras. The gift that I have as a seer, I don't check people. I don't check anybody. I want to see people as they are. Sometimes years ago, I didn't know that I was a seer, but I was seeing a lot of things happening to a lot of humans. And what I used to see, I don't see anymore. But I know what I saw was very dangerous for some of the humans that are very unhealthy. So when I see something on a person's auras, I will either give the person some homework. Some of them get a lot of homework, and I believe that people are accountable for their own healings, and not to ask for miracle healings, but to ask for support for their healings. It works better. A lot of healing will come from self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness. I had to go through a lot to be healthy with self-forgiveness. I had to ask my heart to forgive me for hurting it in the past. I had to ask my lungs for forgiveness. I used to be a smoker. So I did a lot of forgiveness for all my organs and all those things that are keeping me alive. And the teaching is you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have self-forgiveness within yourself, you can't give it. And a lot of times, self-forgiveness, it's very powerful, especially when a person has a lot of anger. Anger is very dangerous. It's so dangerous that you can't point at anyone with your right hand, your right finger. And you cannot point at an airplane with your right finger if you have anger. That's how powerful anger is. It'll bring that plane down. So anger is still among a lot of people, especially their pointers. When people like to point at you when they talk, I will not allow anyone to point at me because that's a very dangerous gesture. Especially if they point at me with the right hand, right finger. That's why I have silver, to protect my energies. And this also is to protect me from hatred. There is a lot of hatred out there yet. Just because I'm Native, people see me for the first time, I can see their hatred towards me. And I wear this, it's to reflect that, so that it doesn't harm me. So, forgiveness is very powerful. You can only give what you have. The other one is, If you don't love yourself, you cannot give it. Loving yourself is so important. Imagine going to a mirror and you say to yourself, wow, we're looking good. That's loving yourself, your reflection. I walked years ago with a lot of wounds that were done to me because I was Native. Lots of hatred in Edmonton years ago. 40 years ago was really bad. There was so much hatred that I had to do away with the mirror, the reflection. Because when I looked at myself, it reminded me of the hatred people had for me. So about 7 months later, I was doing really well in Edmonton. I made a lot of friends, especially Italians. I made lots of friends, and the natives and Italians didn't get along those days, but I made a lot of friends. So one day I was sitting in my living room, and I was doing well, making good money. And then all of a sudden I tried to remember what I looked like. And this is not a lie. This is one of the best therapies I've done for myself is do away with the reflection of the mirrors. And if I walk by buildings with windows, I didn't look at myself, but I looked at my hair. Those days I wore Elvis Presley hairstyle. So I went to the washroom to look at myself. I hope that's not me.
No.
So when I looked in the mirror, and there was this Indian looking at me that people hated. And I started to vibrate. You know, I went to my living room and I sat down and I couldn't believe that this is what I really looked like. So I reflected. Because of the way I looked, I made lots of friends. And I became very successful because of the way I looked. And slowly, I started to accept the way I looked. And got a lot of girlfriends, just lived a good life along the way. So I ended up working with the schools in 1986, the Catholic schools. I worked as a counselor and facilitator, life skills. And then eventually I developed my own Native studies that I teach in the classrooms, anywhere from kindergarten to grade 12. So I created a lot of this teachings of the medicine wheel. I also created watercolor therapy. And I had so many gifts, be able to read handwriting and read pictures. And some pictures that are beautiful, I will never have in my home. So I've done well. So as I talked about love, if you have love for yourself, then you can share it. If you don't love yourself, you're in trouble. What else would I say?
Well, you chose a title for this conversation.
You all know my title? You don't know my title? It's really crazy. My title is Trust Me, I'm not always right.
And what does that mean to you?
A lot of times it's kind of like a protection. Sometimes somebody asks me for some advice or something, especially in directions and that, and I try to tell them or whatever, but I always end up telling them, trust me, I'm not always right. Of course, would get lost. So I use trust me, I'm not always right, for kind of like a protection. You never know. We might lie. Maybe. So, other than that,
We spend a lot of energy, or sometimes people spend a lot of energy on trying to forgive those who have harmed us. And you're talking about self-forgiveness, and I was wondering if you could just expand on that a little bit and into maybe something that you and I have talked about, which is divine forgiveness. And you also, as we met and sat together, you gave me prayers that I wrote down. So if you could, talk a bit about the prayers for self-forgiveness and for divine forgiveness.
did I do all that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was involved with an elder that she was very traditional, that she had 5 grandchildren that she was teaching songs, powwow songs or prayer songs. And the children were very, very gifted and sound really beautiful. Now the grandma here was interesting. She was First Nation. I'm Métis. But one day Grandma invited me to go to Royal Alec Hospital. One of her younger brothers somehow got killed, and she wanted me to go with her and kind of do a prayer over the body. So, and then there was an angry sister there that she was so just nasty, a lot of bad vibrations. And about 2-3 months later, that sister called and wanted to see her. So she told me that she went to see her younger sister, and her sister asked her to forgive her for her behavior at her brother's funeral. And this elder, she is an elder, she told me that when my sister asked me for forgiveness, I said, of course, I forgive you, but I'll never forget. And then I said to her, you just cursed yourself 7 times 7. She said, what do you mean? I said, if your sister is really blessed for coming and asked for forgiveness, and she acknowledged the pain that she put on you. And she has all the blessings over that. I said, but you cursed yourself. When you say, I will never forget, you'll never have forgiveness in your heart. And she put her head down. Hopefully that she goes to her sister and asks forgiveness, because forgiveness is very powerful. Yeah. Now, I also believe that if you don't need to ask forgiveness from anyone, the best thing to do is forgive yourself. For an example, A client of mine years ago came up to me and wanted to forgive somebody that really hurt them. And I told her, it'd be nice if you do forgive them, but you don't have to forgive them. All you have to do is forgive yourself for being powerless, unable to stand up for yourself. When you're powerless, when you're being victimized, forgiveness is more better if you can forgive yourself. Yeah. I sometimes do forgiveness circles. They're very, very powerful. So just love yourself. Not only that, loving yourself, but love your soul. A lot of people have wounded souls, and the souls look terrible. So there is a powerful prayer that my daughter, Natalia, when she was 3.5 years old, said a prayer to me that just blew me away. And that prayer that she taught me when she was 3.5 years old, I do that prayer every day. It's a prayer about to love yourself more tomorrow. To love yourself more tomorrow. To love your soul more tomorrow. It's a powerful prayer. Sometimes I share that with some people that are wounded, that are having struggles. No, there's more to it. A lot of these people that are hurting, they also have attachments. Very dangerous attachments. The only way they can heal themselves is through loving themselves. There are many positive energies. There's my sanctuary is Gold Bar Park. How many of you know about that park? So you asked about plants. There is a tree that's sponsoring my health at Gold Bar. It's a poplar tree. It's very powerful energies. I teach people how to go and get a hug from the tree. You can't just hug the tree. You've got to give it something to receive something. So we use tobacco. To go to a tree, you have to know the 4 directions of that tree, because each 4 directions has a healing. Sometimes if a person is stuck and can't find a career that will make them happy, is to go and hug a tree on the east side of the tree. It's nice if you can hug a tree before noon. And when you go up to the tree, you have a little bit of tobacco. You hold the tobacco. And you say, I am asking for blessings as tobacco as an offering to the tree for guidance. And then I take that tobacco and make a little hole. I put that tobacco, that's a prayer to the tree. And then I will ask the tree with the one that is about 6 inches away, and I'll ask the tree permission to hug you. And you close your eyes. Expect nothing. Because you will feel like a couple of arms come and they pull you in. And you hug the tree. And then you can talk to the tree. It's really powerful. The trees sometimes will send you symbols. I know a tree that sent me a crazy symbol one time that I ended up killing myself laughing. They're humorous. And some trees will just use symbols, just like animals when they talk to you. They use symbols. It's amazing. So the tree has the east, south, west, and north. So the east side of the tree represents knowledge and wisdom. And sometimes you can ask the tree to help you to find a career in life that will help you. And the next thing you know, some morning you might wake up and you have an answer what you'd like to pursue. To go after something that you'd love to wake up to, something you want to do every day, just love to do. Now the south is good for if you have a career and you want to manifest more creativity to your career, you ask for a hug from the tree on the south side of it and for changes. Now, if you want to let go of something, how many of you feel that you need to let go of something? The best time to let go of something is in the fall. The poplar trees, they first let their leaves go, and they're letting go, they're telling you, let go. So on the west side of the tree, you give it tobacco and ask the tree to help you to let go of something. Can be anger, can be jealousy. You want to let go of something that's just keeping you from moving on. Maybe sometimes you want to let go of some people that are harming you. You want to let go of the past. The past could be hurting you. You can't move until you deal with your past. To try to resolve your past through self-forgiveness to help you to move on. Now the tree to the north is for healings, asking the tree to support you while you do your healings. The north is very powerful, that I had survived displacement, cancer in my throat 3 times. And I used my bed for that. The headboard to the north, the pillow. And I would think of the north, all that snow, and I will ask the bear, polar bear, the white wolf, the bald eagle, to bring me energies from the north to help me to resolve my displacement in my throat. And I was so lucky that I had a doctor that was one of the best for throat surgeries. He helped my throat 3 times. But when I suffered with something growing inside my throat, there was nights where I would choke, can't breathe, can't talk. And I always ask, when I get my voice back, I'm hoping to get Tom Jones' voice. But this is the best that I got. So yeah, trees, rocks. When you go to Gold Bar, you're there with all the healers, all the medicine plants. They're alive. If you talk to them, they hear you. It's just like Saskatchewan River. everything has its own soul. My hand drum, I have several hand drums I use for healings, vibrational healing. They're alive. Both of my two drums, they're from deer skin. So that deer spirit is still alive in my drum. And then it has the wood spirit. So whenever I'm going to use them, I smudge them and I pray. And the vibrations help people to support their healings. Yes, Old Bar is one of my sacred places. I've done a wedding there. I did some memorials. I initiated some people into shamanism, people that are healers, that have desires to want to heal people, not judge people, not laugh at people. When I worked in the schools, elementary, teaching elementary, the children, they taught me to be colorblind. There are so many ethnic groups of children that I did become colorblind. I loved them all, and I had lots of fun with them. Now, I also worked with Head Start for the Aboriginal Head Start. They're 4-year-olds, and they call me Muslim, Grandpa. Man, did I ever learn a lot from them. First thing they judged me was I talk funny. And then after about the 1st of June, when the school was getting ready to shut down, one of the little girls came to me from the Head Start. She said, "Muslim, you tell better stories than Johnny." Well, Johnny's only 4. So that was my passing grade. So lots of fun. So today I'm still doing a lot of spiritual work. And I'm really happy and grateful to be here today. I was so excited when Dawn asked me to come. And I wouldn't miss it. So if you have any questions, it's a good time. Yes?
How is this tobacco?
Oh.
You're using tobacco. Does tobacco grow in North America?
In Canada?
Can you elaborate what you said?
Oh, does tobacco grow in Canada?
Yeah, it grows all over. You can grow it.
Okay, so why tobacco?
It was grown for spiritual reasons. When we pray with tobacco, when the Europeans came, I think it was Spanish that came, and the North American natives were growing tobacco, squash, potatoes, and they were the first ones to grow all these different vegetables, but they also grew tobacco for spiritual reasons. So when we hold tobacco, and I pray with it, so all my prayers go into it, and when I burn it, carries the prayers. So tobacco is very... No, when people abuse it, there's consequences. I know. That's what happened to my throat. Thank you.
I think maybe we have time for maybe 2 more questions before we end the service. Does anyone have a question?
I have one, but it's kind of
Do you want to wait and maybe, are you staying for the potluck?
It's just something I want to ask you to consider.
Okay, well, maybe during the potluck would be a good time for that. Yeah. Anyone else? Katie.
Do you need tobacco to see people's auras, or is there something else that you can use as well?
No, tobacco, when some of the clients come to see me, I require a small box of cigarettes, and the clients know that they have to have it on their body so the tobacco can absorb the energies of that person. And a lot of women will put the tobacco in their bra before they come and see me, so they make sure that their energies are in it. Now, tobacco spirit will only share concerns of the person, health concerns. So when I hold the tobacco, it turns into, in essence, like a silhouette of a being, a human being. And so I will sniff it and around the head first, and it'll tell me about their dream worlds or if there's some concerns around the head. So I'll be able to work with that, or if there's something around their throat or their body, so all I do is I sniff. And if I smell something raunchy, that means something is happening in their body that may be growing. A lot of times if I smell it around a person up here, could be a growth of something, and I suggest that they go get a physical. 2 years ago, I got a phone call from a lady from Camrose, and she phoned to apologize to me. And I said, why? And she said, well, when you did a reading on me 2 years ago, you told me to go and get a physical as soon as possible, and I did not listen to you. Now I have stage 4 cancer. She didn't live long after that. I did go see her. So, for some people, I will give them homework to heal themselves. The first thing I suggest is that they change their bedroom, change their life. There's 4 powers in your bedroom. There's one dangerous direction in your bedroom. And amazingly, how many people cater to that direction, and it's the west. The west is for our last sleep. A lot of cemeteries, and some in Edmonton still follow the teachings of the cemetery. A lot of small towns, when they bury their dead, they have the tombstone, the headstone, or whatever you call it.
The headboard?
Huh?
Headstone.
Oh, headstone. And, okay, sorry.
Yeah. What is it called?
Headstone.
Headstone. So they have it to the west, and they lay the bodies, the heads to the west. Some graveyards don't really follow that. They lost a lot of the teachings. And these teachings are very important, that where you put your pillow at night is how it's going to have a cause in your life. For nighttime, I use the east for knowledge and wisdom, because lots of mornings I like to go to a restaurant with my book and read and study. Now the teaching is, if you read mornings, half an hour, 15 minutes, your brain will grow new brain cells for desires to read, to be able to retain and obtain what you read. And it's true. Not only am I hungry for breakfast in the morning, but I'm hungry for knowledge. So a lot of people that have their headboard to the east, a lot of them become travelers. And they need to read. And people that are career, it'd be helpful if they use the south direction. Now, I have a single bed in my living room that I use just for healings, and my headboard in my living room is to the north to continue to help me heal. So the south is really good for creativity. The west is really simple. It's for letting go. Not to use the west in your bedroom. Very dangerous. A lot of people, they have bad luck, health issues, don't want to live. So the powers of four directions are very important to know. Yes?
The east, what is the east good for?
It's for knowledge and wisdom.
Knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah, it is a very powerful direction for children that are going to school, adults that are going to university or studying. The east direction is very powerful for that. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mah'koos, for your time and your wisdom. We're blessed to have had you here with us this morning.
Thank you.
And now we have a closing song,
Okay.
and then we will extinguish the candle, and then celebrate with a potluck lunch. Does that sound good? Okay. So here's our final closing song. Now we extinguish this fire and carry the flame as we let go of our pain and embrace our sacred self with love. Let go of resentments and embrace understanding. Let go of resistance, surrender to openness, and walk softly through the dark in order to reach the light. We do have a postlude. Steve, thank you. So please, everyone, join us for potluck, whether you brought food or not. Usually we have enough for everyone. There'll be a bit of a kerfuffle as we set up tables. So, yeah, please join us.